Or my ears stopped up. You're probably wondering, Madison, what is this behind you? What is this amazing creation? This is my chart. So Halloween is coming up. Pretty much every TV show has their Halloween special. So this is gonna be my ranking system for 12 Halloween specials that I watched in one day. I've seen people do like ranking videos where they like rank stuff and they use that little Word document. I don't know how to do that. It's not a Word document, first of all. Yes, I made this. It's a little trifold thing. I just felt like I was back in school. That was my favorite part of school, is just like doing crafty stuff like this. You may not can read it, so I'll read off the ranking system. So this one says almost doo-dooed with the poop emoji. So like really scary, like I really almost doo-dooed. I'll cry RN, or I'll cry right now. I just did the little play on words for y'all. Boo, yeah. Like boo, boo, yeah. So like I liked it, but it wasn't like that terrifying. I was like, boo, yeah, got him without him. And then mummy, I'm scared. And it's a little mummy tape. Candy, corny. Kind of corny, but like in a good way. Like none of these are bad. They just have a different vibe, you know? That's cute, comma pumpkin. Then a little pumpkin right there. Just like a cute little episode. Just a cute little thing they're doing. This one's my personal favorite. Bobbing for a plot. So it's bobbing for apples, but like it's okay because it's the Halloween special. And I'll never watch this again with an owl. This still isn't bad because, you know, you watch it one time, you kind of get it. You know, you kind of get it, you know what's happening. There are movies and shows that I love that I just don't watch multiple times. You know, you just kind of get it, you let it sit. We're gonna let it simmer and we'll never touch it again, but we still love it. During October, I almost exclusively watch like movie review channels. I don't know why I love it. It's just comforting to me, just watching people talk about like Saw, you know. I just wanted to be a part of that community for one day. The first episode we're gonna be talking about is the sweet life of Zach and Cody's iconic The Ghost of Sweet 613. This is season 1, episode 19. You can watch it on YouTube. It's on the Disney Channel YouTube channel or on Disney Plus. So basically, it's like Zach keeps scaring Cody because, you know, Zach's a bad boy. And so they have a bet that Cody can't stay in room 613 because it's apparently haunted. And the room is said to be haunted by a woman whose husband cheated on her and then she like died. It's kind of dark for DC, Disney Channel.
He met some Italian babe and opened up a pizza parlor in Naples.
And then they go to stay in the room, and they stay, of course, with Maddie in London and Esteban, Julio, Ricardo, De La Rosa Ramirez. It's kind of like, had me shook. Even watching it now, he gets possessed.
Who dares to call me in the afterlife?
The chairs start moving. And I'm like, whoa, wait, okay. But of course, at the end, it's like, oh, it was just prank Zach, because he always scares Cody. So they were all like, we're gonna get together and scare the living doo-doos. We're gonna scare the living doo-doos out of you. But like, if you don't watch the last 5 minutes of the show and you like have to go to bed or something, that's pretty traumatizing. The beginning of the episode really brought me in with the fart machine jokes. Like, the fart machine jokes will get anyone, young or old. You can't go wrong with a fart machine joke. I'll honestly say almost doo-dooed. Sis really went all out with this. So I have a little sticker and we'll stick it up here. Look how small they are though. You can't even see them. Hello. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, almost doo-dooed. So next is iCarly.
All things Halloweeny.
This is season 1, episode 7. Most of the Halloween episodes are like the most well-known Halloween episodes from shows are like the first season. And it's on Prime. I found it on Prime for 99 cents. So I paid 99 cents to watch this episode. The budget. So this one's like 2 storylines. This one's like Spencer, who is the best character in all of television in my opinion. He's making like a giant jack-o'-lantern and these kids come up to his door to trick-or-treat, and so he gives the kids stuff like jumper cables and like a pork. Top-notch comedy. And at the same time, Carly, Sam, and Freddie all go to this haunted apartment. Lubert was like, it's haunted, brothers. So they went there to like film their web show, of course, because you got to do it for the iCarly.comers. They saw like blood and then all the lights turned off and they saw this clown head. It turned out that a guy and his mom lived there. They could hear a woman saying, die, die, die. And she was saying die like hair dye. When they reveal that, it's like, this makes no sense still. This still makes no sense, but alright. And it was red hair dye instead of blood. Some of my favorite moments from the episode. Lubert, if you don't know, he has like a huge wart on his face, and Freddie was dressed up like a witch, which they usually have like a wart. So he thought he was making fun of him by having the wart on his face.
Hey boy, what? You making fun of me?
The same lady that plays in the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody episode plays in this iCarly episode.
Oh, excuse me.
But the overwhelming thing in this whole episode, they scream. They scream throughout the entire episode. They had to have lost their voices. Yeah, I would say this is like a booyah type of vibe, because it was very like boo type of thing. The next one is Hannah Montana. Torn Between Two Hannahs was what it was called. It was season 1, episode 17. It's on Disney Plus, or it's 99 cents on YouTube. So basically, Miley's cousin is coming to visit from Tennessee. Miley's like, she's evil.
I am nothing like that horrible, ugly witch.
And everyone's like, girl, what are you talking about? Literally, she's the sweetest person ever. Her name's Luann. And she does the southern accent so well because she's actually from Tennessee. So like, I appreciate the like good southern accent. It's very like overdone, but it's accurate.
Howdy, cuz.
And it turns out that Luann really is not the best, because she ties Miley up. She said, Miley, I'm uncovering your secret. Whoever would have thought that a girl like me would double as a superstar, well, don't have to question that anymore. Everyone knows that one person that like around everyone else, they act like, oh my gosh, like I'm so nice to you. Like, I love you. I love you. And then when everyone goes away, they're like, we all know that one person, so it gets under your skin in a different way. Horrifying in a whole different way. Her dad and her brother are both like decorating for Halloween throughout the episode, so I guess that's how they make it Halloween. And the transition songs, yeah, she had the yeah, yeah, ooh. And she had the ooh. Yeah, yeah, ooh. They also made the same joke as they did in the iCarly episode, where they say like Halloween decorations, more like Halloweeny decorations.
Halloweeny decorations.
There are only so many Halloween jokes you can make, but I made some pretty great ones. Yeah, yeah, ooh. I forgot. Yeah, 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 ooh. Okay, so for this one, I think it did kind of terrify me in a weird way. Mummy, I'm scared. That's how I kind of feel like that made me feel. I'm not at the point of doo-dooing. I'm not in doo-doo territory. Okay, so the next one is Drake and Josh. And they didn't have a Halloween episode. But the one episode that I think of for Drake and Josh when I think of Halloween is the alien invasion episode. This was like a little bit later. It was season 3, episode 16. And it's on Hulu. You know how Megan. She always is pranking Drake and Josh. Such boobs. Now they're getting back at her. She's like obsessed with her telescope. And so they Photoshop a UFO onto the moon that she's looking at through the telescope. And she's like, aliens! I found aliens!
I heard alien.
And then eventually they go all the way. They take it all the way. And they dress up like aliens to try to scare her while she's outside at night trying the telescope. That's actually terrifying. I don't think Megan did anything that bad to like get them to do that, because she will be traumatized. She is a child, Drake and Josh. Just kidding. Megan did some like pretty bad stuff. Megan. And then the tables turn. There's a twist where she has someone dress up like an alien and scare them as they're dressed up like aliens.
Nice job, Danny.
Sure thing, Megan.
And of course he has his iconic line, "Oh, I am whipped up, man."
Oh, I am whipped up, man.
I probably will watch this again, but like I could go without watching it again because I've seen it quite literally probably 20 times. So we'll put it here. Okay, this next one, SpongeBob Graveyard Shift. It really is just everything in this world that I need. It's on Prime. It's season 2, episode 16. This is the one that actually shaped me into who I am. So the Krusty Krab is staying open for 24 hours that day, and Squidward tries to scare SpongeBob by telling him like a scary story about the hash-slinging slasher.
Hash-slinging slasher?
And then all the stuff that he says in the story comes true, like the lights are flickering, and this guy pulls up to the Krusty Krab and he gets dropped off by the bus. Does the bus run at this time? No. It's the hash-slinging slasher. But it ends up just being a guy with like a spatula, and he's like, I just came to apply for a job.
I brought my own spatula. I called earlier, but I hung up because I was nervous.
You have references?
Do you have references?
Every time they like reveal that it was not real, which seems to be like a theme with all of these episodes, it'll be scary, but then in the last 5 minutes it'll be like, oh, everything's okay, nothing actually bad happens ever. Then who's flickering the lights?
And who was flickering the lights?
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
I would put this up in almost doo-doo because at the time, I feel like I was in doo-doo town. I was nearing doo-doo town. Alright, so the next one is Friends. The one with the Halloween party. This was late in the show. Wow. Season 8, episode 6. And it's on HBO Max because they took it off of Netflix. Really rude. This one has like a whole different vibe than the rest of these. Not trying to be scary, not scary in the slightest. It's literally just like an episode of them at a Halloween party. Monica and Chandler are having a Halloween party and they all dress up in their costumes. Rachel is pregnant at this point, so it's like late in the show. She's wanting to give candy to the kids to like get used to the children's.
I really want to be with the kids right now. You know, ever since I got pregnant, I have the strongest maternal instincts. Just a minute!
The only other thing going on is like they see who's stronger between Chandler and Ross.
Go.
And Ross dresses up as the Spudnik.
Remember the Russian satellite Sputnik?
I would call this like a filler episode. There's no like huge thing going on in this episode, but of course it's iconic. There's nothing like, whoa, this is a pivotal point in this entire show. I would probably have to say bobbing for a plot because there's no real plot in it, which there doesn't have to be, but I'm just putting it under here because I need something under bobbing for a plot. The next one is The Office. Halloween is the episode. It's season 2, episode 5. It's on Netflix. Basically, Michael has to fire someone.
Pam, I have to let somebody go today. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Which, of course, like, he's not gonna fire Pam or Jim. Thank goodness it wasn't Creed, because we stand Creed.
You want something better. No, I don't. I want to stay right here.
Pam tells Jim that he should take the job in Maryland. And he gets he gets his feelings hurt real bad. Poor Jim.
Yeah.
Angela makes cookies and Pam makes brownies, which is in the same category. So Angela's like, no sis, this is my area. I told you to bring chips and dip, queen. I would kind of be upset too. I'd be like, there's no savory. Where's the savor?
And I made cookies. Same category.
3-hole punch Jim.
3-hole punch version of Jim.
The first time I saw that, I was like, this is the most clever thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Is that not the cutest ship named Jam? Jam. We love grape jam. I would say, like, that's cute because it was just kind of like a cute episode. Victoria's never had a Halloween episode. The one that I always think of, like, when I think of Halloween for Victoria's is the zombie episode, Tori the Zombie, season 1, episode 5. This episode would come on all the time on TV. You know that one episode of a show that just, like, comes on every day? There's just this one episode that they're pushing out. They love this episode. They're like, you gotta see this, y'all. Y'all gotta see this. And it was this episode. They're having a play like they do in like every other episode. Of course, Tori's starring in it. Okay, don't give anyone else a chance. But then Kat, before the play, she's like, can I practice some makeup on you? And she's like, sure. So she does this like zombie makeup on her. It won't come off her face.
This is grizzly glue. It's like an industrial cement.
So they have to go to the factory to get the solvent for it. The play's about to start and like they're trying to go get it, but then they go get ice cream instead.
Creamy delicious one? You stopped for ice cream?
They come back like 5 minutes before the play ends and they're like, let's get this off you real quick so we can have the epic ending song. Yes! I was watching it with my mom and I was like, I thought this was it. Mom, I thought this was it.
Will you kill the disco?
No one can kill disco.
I don't think it was corny,
but like,
I feel like it should be under that category. None of these are bad because I loved all of these. Okay, so the next one is Zoey 101, the haunted house episode. This is from season 2, episode 4. I got this on YouTube for 99 cents in HD and it was literally like 2 pixels, just letting you know if you want to watch it. So Logan's making a haunted house and he wants to scare Dustin and his friends. But what he doesn't know is that they set up an elaborate plan to scare him by making Dustin and his friends like disappear and then making him think that he's gonna disappear next. And then like half the episode is Nicole trying to kiss Mark Del Figolo when she thinks it's Tim, the hottie of the episode.
Tim, it's like we're alone. Perfect time for that kiss.
Quinn is not having it because that is her man's. That is her man's. Mark Del Figolo is her man's.
You were trying to kiss my sweetheart?
And there's this one part in the episode where Zoe's like, where they scare Logan and they go, I think he may have had a stroke. And they all go, yeah!
Yeah, I think he may have had a stroke.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a Booyah episode. Oh, almost put it upside down. There's Zoey 101. Are you ready? So the next one is Boy Meets World. I love Boy Meets World. It makes me cry every time. From the episode, and then there was Sean. It was season 5, episode 17. Corey and Topanga are broken up in this episode. So they all, oh, that scared me. They all get detention for disrupting Mr. Feeney's class. They're in detention and there's like a killer on the loose, like a literal killer.
just remember he was that tall.
And I think this is past the point where it was for kids, this show. And then it turns out to be Sean. He's like looking at himself and he's like, I'm the killer. It was all a dream. He was having that dream because he thought it was his fault that Corey and Topanga broke up, when in actuality, like, it wasn't his fault. And they're like, it's not your fault. Like, for once something's bad happening and it's not your fault. And it's like, I'll cry right now. I will sob right now. We'll always remember he was that tall. Every episode of Boy Meets World ends in an I'll cry right now. And we love it. Phil of the Future, and it's just called Halloween. Season 1, episode 15 on Disney Plus. Of course, Disney Plus bringing us all the shows. So Phil and Keely are a two-headed hockey player. I shipped them to the ends of the earth.
You don't really think that sweet Debbie Berwick is an evil cyborg?
His little sister is like basically talked into joining a bake-a-thon with her friend. What's her name? By Debbie. Her name was Debbie because she's like a cyborg and she's scaring her. It was kind of a confusing episode, to be honest. Like, I didn't really know what was going on. She writes help me on cupcakes. And the cyborg was like, you cannot eat the cupcakes. Okay, you're not allowed to eat the cupcakes. They all eat the cupcakes to make her overheat and destroy her, and she melts into a puddle. This one's kind of hard. I really say like Mummy I'm Scared because the part where they're like making all the kids make the cupcakes was kind of terrifying. So the last one is Lizzie McGuire, and it was Night of Day of the Dead, and it was season 1, episode 24 on Disney Plus. Also, Disney Plus should sponsor me. Sponsor me. So Kate, the popular girl, is planning a Halloween party, and Miranda wants to put some of her Day of the Dead stuff in the party, but she's like, ew, that's lame.
No, it's not. It's lame.
Miranda's like, you've disrespected my ancestors. It's gonna come back to haunt you. She gets like everyone in on this. They all haunt her, pretend to haunt her for disrespecting Day of the Dead. Her parents are in on it. Lizzie's in on it. Gordo's in on it. Everyone's in on it. And by the end, they have her like mush her face into a cake and like into punch. And they have her like jumping around. And at the end, I was like kind of feeling sorry for her. This was giving me like Carrie vibes. Like she's gonna come back like Carrie. I'll cry right now because it kind of made me feel something. She shouldn't have disrespected their culture, but I did feel bad for her for some reason. So there's my final chart. Hopefully you learned something. This is culture. I'll see you next time. Spooky, spooky, spooky. I see you next time, spooky, spooky.
Perfect.